Hey everyone, how you guys going? Welcome back to my channel. Now today's video is very personal to me because I'll be sharing things that are very close to me and things that generally we all hide because of course we don't want people to see our struggles or our fears and those kind of things. However, I decided that I do want to share the struggles I've had this year, which actually made me lose 6 kgs of weight, whereas my goal was to actually go ahead and gain weight this year. So if you're interested in knowing what exactly happened and what is my plan to reverse this whole process of losing and actually start gaining from here on, then of course stay tuned and watch the video till the end. Okay, so a little backstory. I moved out of India almost close to 16-17 years ago, and in the first year of moving to Australia I ended up losing more than 12 kgs of weight, right? And of course that was normal, moving to a completely different country, eating style, living style, the whole lifestyle was different. On top of that, of course, ghar ka khana was also missing and all those kind of things. So of course that kind of takes a toll on you, and I'm sure a lot of international clients who are watching who have actually moved out of homes and they are finding their hustling hard basically, and they're finding their balance, and they do struggle with weight gain or weight loss, because a lot of stress piles up in those kind of things. So I'm sure you guys will relate with me. So that happened back in the days, and of course that is where my weight gain journey started. So it was a long journey basically, where there was ups and downs. I gained, I lost, I gained, I lost, and of course came along with a lot of learnings as well. However, this year I decided to move back to India just to test it out and see whether I would be able to do that, because of course it's my country and this is where I went from. So how hard can it be? So decided to move back in January, and since January up until now I've lost close to 6 kgs. So that you can say half a kg of what I lost when I actually first moved to Australia. Now of course my country, and I'm familiar with this environment. However, my body has stayed in a different environment for 16-17 years. It has adapted to that, things were fine there, and now all of a sudden I have brought in that shock to my body again. Eating is definitely, I'm finding difficult. The whole lifestyle here is very, very different. So adapting to that, and kind of some days are very good, I'm excited and I'm energetic and all that. Some days I'm not feeling too good, and of course when you are stressed out, or not just stressed out, but when you're not happy, for me I lose my appetite, or when you're not enjoying your life, of course you lose the motivation to even do something, or you become inconsistent in the whole process, right? So majorly the number one reason why I ended up losing 6 kgs, even though I was really trying hard, was these kind of inconsistencies, right? Inconsistency that came with a lot of movement, because of course first year back, I want to travel, I want to be with people, I want to be with family. So there was a lot of movement because of that excitement that I want to do this, I want to do that. So that definitely took a toll, because if you're home, you can follow your routine. And by home I don't mean you have to be at home, but when you are in a routine that okay, this 9 to 5 you're working, or you're going to the college or whatnot, but at least you are in your space and you're prepping up and you are following your routine. But when there is a lot of movement, whether that is within the city, going to people's houses, or doing things outside and all those kind of things, or if it is because you've planned a weekend away, or 1 week away, or one whole entire month away, so those kind of things then of course affect your routine. And once that is ruined, once a routine is kind of gone, then it becomes really difficult to bring back everything in line. And that is exactly what kept on happening, right? I took close to I did a travel of 1 month in between this year. Then other than that, there have been a few small travels as well. And then even otherwise, when I was in my own home, there was a lot of movement. And of course last couple of months there's so many festivals, so much happening, and of course because it was the first year back and everything was also a first timer for Anya as well, I really wanted to make sure that I was doing everything. So it was very hectic, and I think that took a toll on me. I think workout wise I was pretty good, since I really enjoy working out. I mean, I love food as well, but I don't think I love food as much as I enjoy working out in the gym. So I was consistent with my 4 days a week workout, which is exactly what I aim for anyways. I don't train 5 days or 6 days, I only train 4 days. So I was majorly consistent with that. However, I was not able to progressive overload in the gym. Why? Because I was very inconsistent with my calories. And on top of that, I've experienced a lot of gut related issues here in India as well. Again, everything has changed. Being out and then being exposed to all the junk that is here. Also, of course, it's tempting. You want to have that. Of course, I'm not somebody who like craves for it or have it every day or whatnot, but it was definitely happening quite frequently as compared to how it was in Australia, right? So I think, dealing with stomach issues and those kind of things happened as well. So I think altogether, these are the reasons that I could think of has what hampered my journey. Like, I wanted to gain, and I did run a weight gain challenge as well, but during that 6 weeks weight gain challenge, I fell sick once. My husband flew over, so I was away for close to 2 weeks. So basically I could not even follow my own weight gain challenge properly. Right now, of course, I'm being really vulnerable here because this is the reality, and a lot of people who have stuck around on this channel are the ones who find the content genuine, who can really relate with me, with my journey, because I really speak from my heart. I speak what's happening in my life and in my journey. I'm not gonna read articles and say things which I've never experienced personally, right? So this is something that has happened with me because it was a big change again. Even now, I won't say I'm 100% there. Like every day I'm like, pack your bags, go back, because it's just too difficult. But I'm not ready to give up just yet. I am going to just, stick around and see how long I can survive here. And in the meantime, I know these reasons that I've just mentioned that I think have caused the inconsistency. So I'm going to find solutions for those, and I'm going to implement those because, of course, I've wasted close to 10 months of my time, figuring it out. I really need to take the next step now to really want to make sure that, I cement my routine here in India as well. And number one thing that I've done is I've cancelled my trip to Australia at the end of this year because I was going to fly for New Year's, but I've cancelled that because now that I restart, I do not want another gap happening just after 4 weeks or whatnot, right? I really want to stick around at least for a minimum of 3 months or even 4 months, no movement whatsoever. So yeah, that's the number one plan. So here are the few things that I will be bringing back in my routine. Number one, I'll start waking up early. This has to be my number one tip for those people who are asking, okay, what will be the number one tip that you can give in terms of successful weight gain or something like that, right? So the number one tip would be to start waking up early, to start the eating part of your day early, right? Because we all know to gain weight, we must eat in surplus. To eat in surplus, we must have enough hours in the day so that we can have enough meals and enough snacks to be able to consume everything smoothly without struggling too much or without ending up feeling bloated and constipated and so on, right? So to be able to achieve that, if you can start your day early, you can start your breakfast early. For example, for the past few days, I've been eating my breakfast at close to 7:30 because that's when my daughter eats her breakfast because she has to leave for school at 8. So 7:38, my breakfast is done, which means there is plenty of room between my breakfast and lunch to add 1 to 2 snacks, right? And then I can just have one evening snack and then dinner, right? So waking up early also means having the last meal or the snack of the day pretty earlier on, because as I said, I was having like issues with tummy as well. So what I have recognized with me, although there is no pattern as such, like if there is any particular ingredient that is causing it or whatnot, but what I've kind of tested and seen working on me is if I finish the last meal or snack that I'm supposed to have, let's say by 8 or 8:30, then I feel much lighter later on, because then I don't go to bed by like 10 or 11. Of course, I'm up, I'm doing my work and all that. So that is plenty of time for me to, kind of break down that dinner that I've eaten, and I feel much lighter in my tummy, which means I'll sleep well. And next morning I wake up with a very light feeling, right? So that is definitely helping me out. So, that's the number one thing that I'm going to do. Wake up early, start the eating side of the things early, and end my day, the eating side of the things, I want to end at least by 8:30. Won't be eating anything after that. The second thing that I'll be doing, and of course winter is here now in India, so a lot of lukewarm water throughout the day. I've always been a fan of having these herbal teas and those kind of things. I haven't purchased anything here yet, but I have bought a lot of mint, and I think I'll just be boiling that and making like mint teas and those kind of things for myself, plus lukewarm water. Again, winter, so it should be fine for us to consume. And again, having warm water as compared to cold water will definitely help with faster and better digestion. So that's another thing that I'm going to implement, because I think having these gut issues is definitely one thing that I really want to put a stop to, because I never had issues like this before. Third thing that I'm going to be doing is I will start tracking my calories again. I did do it long time back, but then because I was eating the same kind of food, the same kind of brands and everything like that, I didn't feel the need to weigh things or track my calories. But now that the countries have changed, the brands that I'm using have changed, the way I'm eating has changed, so it feels like I'm eating quite a lot of food, which of course you guys always say to me as well, that ma'am, we eat a lot of food but we are still not gaining. So I think similar thing has happened with me as well, because I was not tracking. I just felt like I was eating enough, but clearly I was not eating enough, which is the reason why I ended up losing weight, right? Which means something is not right. So what's the answer to that? What's the solution to that? That start tracking your calories. I know what my surplus is, all that. I know what kind of food I'm going to be eating. It's just that I need to use apps like MyFitnessPal. That's the one I personally use and I like. So I'll use that app again and I'll start putting in my quantities that I'm eating, and of course that way I'll know that I'm staying consistently in a surplus every single day. Next thing that I'll be doing is I'll start tracking my workouts as well this time around. Why? Because it has been a while that I haven't been able to progressive overload, and of course I clearly know the reason, that because I was not eating enough or eating well. That's the reason why I just didn't have the energy to push myself. But now this time around, since I'm focusing a lot more on food side of things, I should have good amount of energy to be able to progressive overload. So if I can keep track that this week I lifted this much, next week how much am I able to increase, and so on, that way I'll get a rough idea as well on how my body is responding, and if I need to add more, or whatever adjustments I need to make, so that I'm able to progressive overload as well in my workouts. And lastly, I usually don't set number goals for myself, that this month I want to gain this much, or this month I want to gain this much, because I'm past that stage and I'm always looking at how much I'm lifting and how I'm feeling, how I'm looking, all those kind of things. However, this time around I am setting a number, because I'm talking about losing a certain number, right? So I do want to gain back that number. However, this is the goal. Of course, things will continue in January and all that, but this is just a goal for till the end of December, right? So I'm really hoping to gain about 4 kgs. That's just the number that I've set for myself. It's a very realistic number, so I'm close to have about 5.5-6 weeks left. Gaining 4 kgs should not be a big deal, given that I've promised myself to stay consistent, right? So that is the goal that I've set for myself, and of course with all the tracking that I'll do, I'll make sure that I am able to achieve that, right? So if you are also somebody who has struggled, because I know a lot of people had a setback around Diwali time and people are struggling to get back in routine, even with the weight gain challenge. I know a lot of you guys have followed, because I received a lot of messages on Instagram, but again, because I was not very consistent with posting, I could not share a lot of those messages. So for those people as well who feel like they have kind of gone a step back around Diwali and they're wanting to restart, then you can kind of join me in this journey, of course, and we can all do it together, right? It's not a big goal to achieve 4 kgs. You can set your own goal for yourself, or the goal can just be to become consistent, so that when you do start 2025, you will already be in a good zone mentally, physically, you'll be all prepped up, and then you can just carry on and have a good 2025. So yeah, if you want to restart with me, then definitely stick around here on Instagram and YouTube. Now in terms of workouts, if you've already been training on and off, you might already have a workout plan for yourself, or if you were following the weight gain challenge, then I shared the workout plan in this video right here. So workouts can exactly remain the same. You don't have to change the workouts. Start with these workouts, and as I said, I'll be tracking my workouts, so you can do the same thing, how much you started off with, and week by week or every fortnight how much you're able to increase, right? Number 2, of course, food plan. You should already have a food plan. Again, if you need help, I will leave a couple of links of my best videos that cover the calorie intake, that cover all kind of tips on increasing appetite and those kind of things, and when you're restarting, what are my top tips that you can apply to restart, that can make that restart much more comfortable, and slowly and gradually ease you in, right? So I'll leave those links in the description box below, so definitely check those out. So that way you will have food related help, you will have workout related help, and motivation related help. I'll try my best to keep on posting on Instagram stories and of course reels and shorts and those kind of things, so we can all stay on track. If you are doing this with me, then leave in the comment a simple yes so that I know how many of you guys will be doing this with me. And then of course, as I post videos, you can just drop in comments and be like, I've gained 1 kg, I've gained 2 kg, or I was lifting 2 kgs but now I'm lifting 4 kgs. So of course, unless you are a paid client, we won't have that WhatsApp conversation, one-on-one conversation. However, if you're in this community and if you're doing this with me, then leave a comment of your progress, so that I know that yes, you are doing it, and you are making you are progressing well in your journey, and so on. And of course, I'll do the same. I'll make sure that I am updating you guys on how I'm progressing, so that that if the trainer is doing, you can also do, and we all can do this together, because we're all in the same journey. It's a weight gain journey, and we really want to make things happen for us, right? And for that, we must put in the work. Anyways, on that note, I'll see you in my next video. Till then, stay fit, stay fierce. Bye guys.